Oh, the great one, Randy Orton is slow and boring in the ring. I disagree. Randy is my boy, nothing but love. He's underappreciated sometimes, and he's the coolest snake in the WWE. Psst. That includes Santino Snake. And now I hate you for your wrestling opinion that has no effect on my life, but somehow it does. Because I'm a wrestling fan. That's what this video is all about, my dear viewers. I'll be taking a look at your WWE hot takes. Obviously like, subscribe for more because a lot of you aren't, and let's get into it. Shinsuke Nakamura should have won at WrestleMania 35. That loss was the downfall of his career. If you guys don't know what he's talking about, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship, and Shinsuke was the winner of the Royal Rumble match. I want to start by saying that my biggest issue with the match is how underwhelming it was. Everybody kept talking about how Shinsuke versus AJ is going to be great because of what happened in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and the match was just kinda there. The crowd was dead. AJ retained the championship, and we got a low blow to the Coco Jumbo of AJ Styles. Considering that Shinsuke Nakamura never got that momentum again in the WWE for years now, I'm gonna have to agree. I seriously don't think there was a big reason for AJ Styles to retain the WWE Championship because Shinsuke never won the big one. John Cena's 2015 US title run was his greatest title run ever. I absolutely love this championship title reign. John Cena just every week having an open challenge, and even by winning, putting over younger talent. I absolutely loved it. Now, his greatest championship run of all time, I'm not sure, but definitely one of the most memorable. When it comes to his championship title reigns, I love the one in 2006. That was like John Cena's peak, right? But honestly, it's not that crazy of an idea, and I gotta agree. Seth Rollins is underrated in the big picture. Yeah, everyone loves him now, but he really is the Shawn Michaels of our generation and should be a top 10 wrestler of all time in most people's books. Calling someone Shawn Michaels of this generation, I don't know, man. Shawn was one of a kind. Maybe he could be the first Seth Rollins. I mean, I like Seth Rollins, I always did. I found new appreciation in Seth lately, actually. I mean, always loved him, but I was never really into his babyface runs, except for this one. This whole Cody storyline absolutely changed my perspective. In both the fact that he absolutely delivered, you know, we got bangers, and also the fact that he kind of wrestled injured, I believe. He's just a great dude, man. LA Knight is what people wanted Bobby Roode to be in the later 2010s. So we're talking about his WWE run. Now, I gotta agree, the problem is, it was still Vince McMahon's era, and maybe if Triple H was running the WWE back then, maybe it would be a different story. It's just kind of sad that we never got this final run of Bobby Roode in the WWE, but the good news is, he's still working for the WWE. I believe he's a producer, so it worked out in the end. Triple H needs to have more than just primary title changes on premium live events. Feuds like Carmelo and Andrade, Sheamus and Pete Dunne, Strowman and Reed should be on these B-level shows and not relegated to weekly television. I'm on the fence on this one because at the end of the day, that means Raw and SmackDown are going to be better because these matches are going to happen on Raw and SmackDown before the pay-per-view. At the end of the day, I somewhat agree, but the thing is, what we're seeing on premium live events right now, like, we can't also just not have these matches. We can add a match or two, but now we're risking these pay-per-views dragging. Triple H is doing exactly what he did with takeovers back in the black and gold era of NXT, leaving us wanting more. A good opposite example of that is these long-ass pay-per-views that Vince McMahon used to do. By the time you're watching a main event, you're like, I don't care. This match could be a 5-star classic. The crowd is not gonna react the same. I'm tired. In my country, it's 8 a.m. I like WWE premium live events right now. I wouldn't mind one more match, even if it's a bit short. Jade should not turn on Bianca. Bianca should turn heel. I want to see a heel Bianca. This should not be a hot take and unpopular opinion. I think it's obvious that this would be the best thing for this storyline because we have never seen Bianca Belair as a heel on the main roster, and let's be honest right here, she's one of the greatest of all time, right? It's kind of getting stale a little bit, you know, the same thing that happened with Bayley. She needed a change. Eventually Bianca is going to need that change too. Jade turning heel, to me, honestly, since she's still so fresh in the WWE, makes no difference. I'm gonna feel indifferent whether she's a babyface or a heel, right? Sasha Banks is kind of overrated. Oh my god, you're speaking my language. Look, great in the ring, you know, most of the time. She had some of the best women's matches in WWE history. Truth be told, I think she's bad on the microphone. I always said that and I never understood the hype. The fake laugh she used to do and everything just sounded like... How do I put this? Some people, even though they're acting in the WWE, right? You feel like it's natural. Every time Sasha cuts a promo, it seems like she's pretending to be a pro wrestler, like she's cosplaying how a pro wrestler would talk.
Banks?
It sounds like she's reading from a script, basically. Goldberg is not that bad. Depends on what you're talking about. Is he not that bad in the ring? Well, he is, like, objectively bad, right? Is it necessarily a bad thing? Well, it's not that good when you injure someone. Outside of that, he has the aura. In ways, that's why he was so successful. He was basically like an action movie character. You don't want to see Goldberg in a 5-star classic. You want to see Goldberg beating some ass, hitting some cool ass spears. So, I kinda agree. Big Show is the greatest big man of all time. I actually said that like many years ago. I'm not sure if the best, but possibly. People need to put some respect on the Big Show's name, man. I remember I was 12, I believe, and I was watching this random ass pay-per-view, right? And it was Sheamus against the Big Show. I watched the match, and by the end of it, I was like, aren't we supposed to say that the Big Show is boring? Because holy shit, this was one of the greatest WWE matches I've seen in a while. This match absolutely cooked, and the Big Show became a world champion that night. I think he's definitely underrated, underappreciated. Cody Rhodes made the WWE title a mid-card championship. Ooh, we have a title for the video. What he's probably referring to is that his rivalries don't feel as important as the other ones, and he opened the pay-per-view, didn't close the pay-per-view. First of all, you gotta understand it was in Berlin, so obviously Gunter should close the pay-per-view. I'm trying to defend this championship title reign, okay? I'm trying my best. I think it's time I admit, it's not great, but it's not terrible either. It's gonna pick up. We're just at a very fortunate / unfortunate situation where we know we're going to get Cody versus The Rock, and it's like everything is predictable right now. But saying that he made the WWE Championship into a mid-card championship, I don't see where you're coming from. WWE just needs to do something really interesting ASAP, because obviously people are losing interest. I think it's time for that Randy versus Cody match, right? I'm fine with it. I have patience, especially lately in the WWE, since I know there's always a bigger plan, but I gotta say, I don't want another Cody versus Solo match. Most likely, neither do you. John Cena is the most overrated wrestler in the WWE. I mean, he's great and all, but he's not that good, and that's what people don't understand. When it comes to in-ring, obviously John Cena is not the greatest wrestler of all time, not even in top 30. It's what he represents. It's the aura that he has, the legitimacy, the popularity, the... Okay, that is the most overused word in wrestling and I forgot. Well, how over he was. At this point, John Cena is a generational WWE superstar. I'm from Lithuania. Ask anybody, name a WWE wrestler, they'll say John Cena. Jericho should have won the Universal Champion. Yes, I agree, Jericho should have won Kevin Owens, but he didn't. Kevin Owens turned on him. In all seriousness, I agree. Obviously, Goldberg ruined the plans, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what I talked about in my previous video on Raw review, I believe. I don't have a problem with someone like CM Punk winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Yes, these guys are older. Sometimes it just makes sense for the story. They're going to lose the championship eventually. Doesn't have to be a year-long run, and that was the case with Chris Jericho in my opinion. Especially considering the fact that guys like Jericho were basically used to put over everybody at that point, and at a certain point you can't take them seriously. So maybe a championship win could have changed that. Austin Theory won't make it in the WWE. I disagree completely. He's still very young. He has the look. He's decent on the microphone. He's a very underrated wrestler in my opinion. I can't explain, sometimes he does have that old school feel in the ring, which I appreciate. I mean, even right now, they're trying to turn the guy babyface slowly. I think it's gonna work out. Might as well, he's going to be one of the biggest names in the WWE in like 5 years. CM Punk would be a World Heavyweight Champion right now if he never got injured. Oh my god, that is a very big what if. What if he never got injured and we did get the World Championship match between CM Punk and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania? You know what's crazy? I do believe you're right. I believe you. I do believe CM Punk would have been a World Champion. I don't really see myself wanting Seth Rollins retaining that title at WrestleMania. That is wild. But then again, He came back, and I don't think WWE would have trusted him given CM Punk's history to give him the World Championship right away. So you never know. And that's the case with the WWE. When somebody comes back, they don't just give them the championship, Goldberg, but you know, most of the time. Dolph Ziggler was one of the greatest heels of all time despite being underrated and misused. Here's the thing about Dolph Ziggler. I agree, by the way, but I wish Dolph Ziggler got over in this era. Look at what happened with LA Knight. WWE, listen right now. Just very unfortunate timing. Like 15 years ago at this point. Randy Orton should win a title and face Cena at WrestleMania. You know me. Randy winning the championship, Randy winning the Intercontinental Championship, United States Championship, Tag Team Championship by himself, winning the Divas Championship, Women's Championship, Tag Team Women's Championships. No problem with that. He's Randy. I have zero problem with Randy Orton accomplishing anything. As a matter of fact, I feel like he should break the record. But I do agree. Although this match doesn't even need a championship, who cares? Dream scenario would be Randy Orton 16, John Cena 16 championship title reigns. Vacated championship. Who's gonna become the 17-time WWE champion? But that's universe mode shit. Bash in Berlin felt like a WWE live event. Yes, but not necessarily in a bad way. The problem I do have with these pay-per-views, which is nitpicking because they're absolutely great, the crowd is unbelievable, every match delivers, everything makes sense for the most part. I do want something bigger to happen that make you go like, what the fuck just happened right here? Is that a good decision or a bad decision? I kind of miss that because it's almost too perfect, too tidy in a way. I can't possibly explain that. To put it simply, it lacks a bit of unpredictability. Finally, Dean Ambrose was the best member of the Shield. WWE wasted him hard. Well, you can't really argue with that. And Dean Ambrose, when we got the Shield, was my favorite member of the Shield. But like, honestly, now, it's Roman. Roman is the best member. And I'm just talking about his accomplishments and the aura. You can have your preferences. Dean, Seth, Roman, they're very, very different. And I believe, you know, anybody could make a point why they're the greatest member of the Shield. So yeah, people, thank you so much for watching this video. Like, subscribe if you already didn't. Appreciate your time, ladies and gentlemen. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.